Hey guys, it's Jake here, and today I wanted to talk to you about 10 things. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about is, so I just got back from the Galapagos Islands, right? And then, I noticed it is very dry and crusty there. If you don't know what I mean, you better go check it out for yourself there. So, yes, it's very dry, it's very crusty, and I suggest you go check it out. Also, on Far Cry, I decided to do a little bird watching today, and I want to talk to you about some of the birds I saw. So, the first bird I saw was a yellow flamingo. Now, I looked these up, and these are very rare. Very rare indeed. And I looked up where their habitat is, and guess what? It's in the Galapagos Islands, where it's all dry and crusty. But then I also saw that the Galapagos Islands is a killer for them because it is too dry and crusty for them, and they don't really enjoy it. But that's their main habitat. So that got me confused a little bit. The other bird I wanted to talk about is the eagle. So I saw this eagle, it came and attacked me. I was very sad and ashamed of myself for letting this happen. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to kill every eagle I see. And so now I believe that the eagles are very extinct now, very extinct. I think I wiped them all out, okay? And another bird I wanted to talk to you about, it confused me a lot because it looked like a person, okay? It was as big as a person. And it had legs and everything. It didn't even have wings and stuff. It just had legs and stuff. So, but then I decided to look it up because I wanted to know what type of bird that was, So then I saw it. It's called the flying mantis, and it preys on Galapagos turtles, So I decided to buy me a Galapagos turtle. And so that's all I want to talk to you about bird watching. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is corn dogs. Now I talked about hot dogs in the other video, and corn dogs, well, corn dogs. Where should I begin? I shall begin how they're made and where they are made. So the hot dogs are made in the Philippine Islands where the Indians live. And then, so here's how they make them. It's surprisingly not with dogs. It's not even a hot dog in a bun, or whatever the bun thing is. And I'll talk to you about that also. So, the hot dog itself is not a regular hot dog. It's very high in calcium and phosphorite because it is found in gems. And so they take the gems, purify them until they're very, very, very dry, and then they shatter them all over a poo-poo platter. So then the poo-poo platter absorbs all the moisture in the gems that are crushed up. So then they sing a hymn that kind of goes like this. Yeah, that's a little preview of it. You should go check it out for yourself. And don't ask me where to find it, because I actually do not know. So that'll be an adventure of your own, okay? And yeah, so they take the gems, the crushed up gems, the dry, and then after they sing the hymn, it turns into a hot dog. Just like that. Just like that, okay? So then, how they make the bun thingy, they take trees, they take fish guts, and they take more poo-poo platter, okay? They crush up the poo-poo platter until it's really moist, okay? And then they mix it all together. Like I said with the hot dogs yesterday, they kind of do the same thing. And yeah, I can't give away Mama's secret of how to make it completely. But that's all I'm gonna be sharing you about today. The the next thing I want to talk to you about is the War of Asiadonia of 1678. My grandfather participated in this war, the Asiadonia War, and it took place in Asiadonia, as you can guess. And they didn't have guns back in 1678, okay? So they had to fight with rubber ducks, okay? That's what they had to fight with. Imagine that. Just imagine that right now. I'll give you a moment of silence to just imagine that. Okay, did you imagine that? Pretty well, huh? So, they were actually very deadly, okay? Because the rubber ducks are made of a thing called... Oh, I don't know if I should tell you what they're made out of. But they were very deadly because of a special characteristic they had. And the special characteristic that they had was goat skin. They rubbed the goat skin until it was very moist, okay? And then they took the heads of their enemies and they just scattered their blood from the heads of their enemies and rubbed it all over. So, that's pretty much it. That's how the rubber ducks became deadly. And yes, my grandfather participated in this war, and he died. But not from a rubber duck. He died from the singers. Now, singers were these people that ran around singing horrible music. I mean, they were bad at singing, okay? And they had some chicken fried rice and noodles that they would scatter around, throw at you, and while they were singing the hymns. So that's how he died, okay? Okay. It's very sad to talk about, okay? It's very sad, okay? So, yes, I think he went ouchie when he got killed because it was a big ouchie, so I'm guessing he went ouchie. But if he didn't, I don't know why he wouldn't. So, the next thing I want to talk to you about is the oceanic drought. That's right. Once upon a time, there was an oceanic drought, okay? In the ocean. But, you may ask, how can there be a drought in the ocean? Well, the ocean dried up one day because they weren't getting enough rain. And yeah, if anybody's wondering how droughts happen, they don't get enough rain. So the oceanic drought, okay? The oceanic drought happened back in 1978, and I don't know much about it because I was only 75 years old, and now I am 685 years old right now, and then yeah, it was a horrible time because no one had salt water, and salt water was very important back then because they liked to take baths in it because it cured rhinoceros syndrome, okay? And rhinoceros syndrome is where a rhino rams you, just like this, like that, and it infects your bloodstream with a special chemical called, what was it called? It was called Clanitu. Okay? Clanitu affects the bloodstream, and it will eventually give you a heart attack. But it takes days and days and months and years for it even to start killing you. But then as soon as it starts to kill you, it kills you. Just like that. It kills you very, very fast after several years. So it's a very fast, slow death. So, and the last thing I want to talk to you about is why roses are red and violets are blue. Now, this is a very special poem that I actually wrote. Yes, I wrote it back in the good old days when me and France were friends. And if you don't know who France was, it wasn't the state, it was a person, okay? But I'll talk about that another time. That's another story. So why roses are red? The question that we all wonder. Well, why roses are red is because it's kind of the same thing as the rhinoceros syndrome or whatever the name is. I can't remember exactly because it was so long ago that I had it. So why roses are red, it injects that chemicals when the rhinos ram you. And actually the roses. And it turns them red. For whatever reason. And why roses are blue, monkey poo-poos on them, and scatters their poo-poo all over the violets. And the violets react from the scattered poo-poo from the monkeys, and it turns blue. And it actually can cure cancer. And I don't know much more to talk about. I mean, it's great. And if you ever wonder why roses smell like bananas, it is because of the acid in them, which makes them turn blue. And if you're confused right now, you should be. Okay, that's all the time we have today, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye!